latest TV show on Nick at Night is called Mom's Night Out. Her latest film, American Jesus, is now available on Netflix. From Los Angeles, California, please welcome the very funny Kerri Pomarolli.
You guys, are you ready to get crazy tonight? Are you ready to stay up past 8:30? What? No. Golden Girls is on at 9. I gotta be back at my hotel. Come on, it's the weekend. Who's watching Golden Girls on Lifetime tonight to fall asleep? Who started watching Golden Girls with their grandma and now watches Golden Girls and they don't look old to you? Has anyone had that happen? Like Blanche is hot, like I get it, why she got all the hot guys. So yes, I did get the hit. You have quite an interesting cosmopolitan pastor. Would you agree with me? Like he's like hardcore, like he looks like Where Did You Bury the Bodies? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like you don't want to ask where the leg went, you know, you're like, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. Like he said it was war, could be mafia. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect him to be bragging about his sous vide skills. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like a cosmopolitan chef. He's like kind of like a sitcom character because like, do you guys know he's an awesome chef? I don't know if I should tell you that because then you'll all expect him to be invited to his house. But no, he's like an awesome chef. And then they have anyone ever been to his house? And you'd be like, that looks like an amazing sculpture of Jesus. Like, well, I did that. I'm like, of course you did. Because you kill people and then you probably killed the beef. I don't want to talk about it. It's very like artistic. And then I haven't met, I know your Pastor Kevin's here. Hello to Pastor Kevin. I got to sit in your office. And there's a lot of board games about anger in your office. And then there's one called Sit Down and Relax, which I don't know if that's supposed to balance like the anger. And then my friend Anya's like, look, he won that certificate for having the brain health thing. There's a brain, you got a certificate for having a big brain. So that was awesome that you needed to put that on the wall. That's cool. Just so people know. And I heard there was a story about some dolls being torn apart. I don't want to talk about it, Kevin. You know you know that. It's between you and Jesus. Voodoo is not Christian, even if it's in marriage counseling. Why don't you just have the married people play Boggle, and that'll get some divorces. But I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be working. I'm happy to be back on tour. I am a mom, and I had to quarantine away from my kids. It was really hard. I didn't get to see my kids for 6 months. Because I didn't have COVID, but I was so sick of them that I just quarantined myself. Because you can't trust the tests. You can't trust the government. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like what happened to that one? There's 3 people missing in the front. Did they get raptured before the show? Are you saving a seat for Jesus? That's my scarf model tonight. But that would be weird if Jesus came back and only took 3 people from your church. Like I would take it up with your pastors. I gotta be nice to them, they fed me. But yeah, so I'm happy to be working, I'm happy to be, like just do it. But no, I have, you guys, I'm just kidding, I did not quarantine. My kids are amazing. They're in the car, you'll see them on the way out. What? It's not that hot yet. They rolled down the window. Suck it up, millennials. You can't leave your kids in the car, you'll go to prison. I'm like, I know, Tiffany, now. Anybody raised by an old school mom who left you in the car to go to a movie? It's 100 degrees, you got a sunburn that says Buick on it, it's like leather. You didn't have an iPad, right? You said, don't touch my side, don't touch my side. We didn't have technology in the car, we had a tape deck, and Mom got to control the tape deck, that's why I know all the words to ABBA, okay? We didn't even have seatbelts. That's how old school my parents did. That was for rich kids, okay? That was for rich people. So I was raised in the 80s, and my mom told me that sometime in the 80s, they did not have car seats for the babies. Is this actually a true statement? Does anybody remember a time when you did not have a car seat? So I asked my mother, where do you put the baby? She says, in the back window of the station wagon. Which explains so much about my generation. Like, if you wonder why we're all in therapy and we lead that anger game. I mean, seriously, what is with these kids? We're raising kids today, and I'm sorry if there's kids here. I can't. They're too soft. They're too soft. We're raising a bunch of wussies. They gotta play on a Nerf playground, okay? That's ridiculous. You need to suck it up on the blacktop like we did. You need to go on the merry-go-round wheel of death and see who makes it. Go on the seesaw, Timmy. See who your friends are. Go on that little metal slide with your short shorts and the little grates. Remember in the summer? You come home bleeding? That's fun. It's not fun unless you could kill yourself. That's why we got real darts to play with. Our parents gave us real darts. Do you remember that? We had a slip and slide. Do you guys remember slip and slide? You go on the slip and slide until you get a concussion. So, and I got my kids a slip and slide last summer. They're like, it's too slow. I was like, I'm gonna put laundry soap on there and booyah. And it's also a bath, so I'm just saying. You gotta do what you gotta do. But these kids, they're too soft. These millennial moms with their minivans and the automatic shutting door. Do you see the meme of the automatic? We can't get the finger stuck because Sarah's gonna get her feelings hurt and not go to college, okay? Like, why don't you try keeping score at Little League? Then you wouldn't have to do Common Core math, all right? Automatic door. You don't even know childhood until you get your brother's finger stuck in the Toyota and you gotta go inside to get the keys and his fingers are still in the car. Look, don't tell mom, don't tell mom, don't tell mom, don't tell mom. My kids are like, I need to go to Spanish camp. I want to go ride horses. I didn't go to camp back in my day. My mom just handed me the hose and said, I'll be inside watching my stories. Here's a knife in a refrigerator box. Like, right? Like, we just build a fort. My mom would catch a firefly. My kids are like, I need a cell phone. I need an iPad. I'm like, you need friends is what you need. You need to communicate. You need to play Red Rover, Red Rover. And Jessica right over. I don't know what we learned with that, but we played it. These kids don't know how to communicate. What's with the girls and the Snapchat? Like, any girls on Snapchat that you're willing to admit? Because that's really sexy when you go and you meet a boy for a blind date and he's looking for you with the unicorn horn on your head. Because that's the only picture he's ever seen of you. When did we have a board meeting that girls look better as a donkey? Okay, can you please explain that to me? And TikTok, what is with the TikTok? I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I was like, maybe I should go on TikTok. And she's like, maybe you shouldn't. I'm like, that's right, because there's predators on there. She goes, Mom, I don't think you're what the predators are looking for. I was like, really? Watch me. Watch me. So I'm crushing it on TikTok. I have 12 followers. Thank you. That's as many as Jesus. I can't compete with J-Lo eating an apple and she gets 1 million views because she's in a thong. And then when I do it, they say it's offensive, you know? And it's like, why are we judging people? I don't like technology. I've never liked technology, and I got this app on my phone a couple years ago. You know, now it's the talk to text app, right? Where you talk and it texts what you say. So I'm texting the kindergarten teacher, thank you, Mrs. Rapinchuk, gonna be a great party. What it texted was, I hate my mother and I have a yeast infection. And if there's any parents that are honest, have you ever been talking and you're keep talking and you keep talking and then you look and it texts what you say and you can't take it back? So I was texting our realtor and I was like, thank you, Mr. Thompson. I'm looking forward to working with you. Don't make me come back there. I will spank you so hard, you won't even know your name. I'm coming over there right now. I am not kidding. What do you do? LOL. Spanking emoji. He wrote me back. He's like, thank you, Miss Pomarolli. I look forward to it. I know, if he had money, that would be a great story. But it's not. I am a single mom. Are there any single parents out here tonight? Anybody? Most of them are at home caring for their children. I've been a single mom for 7 years. I've been in the same relationship for all 7 years with Netflix. I'm very happy, yes. Some of you married women are like, if they had Netflix when you were single, would you be married? That's the question, because that would mean I would have to leave the house, and I don't ever want to leave the house because I have Netflix and a heating pad. And some of the women get that joke. I have a heating pad and an electric blanket, and I go to bed every night like it's an Alaskan cruise. Like I'm dying, and then around 2 o'clock in the morning, my kids will hear me going, fire, 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 fire. It's like so hot. And I've discovered a new superpower, and I don't like to talk about, like, I don't like it when comedians talk about, like, getting old, because I always thought that was cheesy. But I do have a new superpower. I have the ability to hurt myself sleeping. That is a new superpower that I discovered during COVID. Now, some of you are like 25, I hurt myself because I bungee jumped off a mountain. I hurt myself because I slept on 2 pillows, okay? Like, that's what's going on with me right now. I see you in the front row. I see you. This is your future, y'all. Okay, it's like, just buckle up. Like, I go to physical therapy. They're like, I tore my ACL. What'd you do? I was like, I tripped on a grape. Okay, like I don't even have a good story how I can hurt myself. And then I do stupid things with my body that I don't need to be doing, like ride a horse. Nobody needs to ride a horse because we have cars. Okay, there's no reason. And I got on this stupid horseback thing because of COVID, and I knew it was a bad idea because I got on Groupon, okay? And those are not the best horses. There's certain things that we don't get on Groupon, like a colonoscopy. That's bad. But the minute I got on this horse, my whole body was like, you're gonna die today. Like, you're gonna die. And my horse had just had it. I had that horse with the death wish. Like, I could hear him being like, lady, I gotta end it. You're so fat. Like, I could just hear the horse. And every time we would go on the trail, there'd be a cliff. He just wanted to go. Like, he just kept trying to go over the cliff. It was terrible. I don't need to be on a horse. I don't need to roller skate. I don't need to do anything. I need to watch Biggest Loser and eat ice cream. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to hike. Why would I hike unless I was on The Bachelorette? Okay, there's no reason. I've tried it. You go up a mountain, there's no buffet. There's nothing. That's what you lie about on your internet profile. I like hiking. I don't like hiking. That's not what I want in a life partner. I want somebody to come over, sit next to me on the couch, and see if you like to watch Hallmark Channel and The Crown, okay? If you do, then we are compatible. If not, if you don't like Cobra Kai, don't talk to me, all right, people? Because I love to see middle-aged men fighting each other. That's awesome. Got my Cobra Kai fans? Screaming like a banshee, just screaming at the top of my lungs. My daughter's like, I'm like, you won't get it, okay? You're not gonna get it. Johnny lost a fight in high school and now he's an alcoholic, all right? It happens. You don't know. It happened. Mr. Miyagi's not around to help him, okay? It's terrible. It's terrible. But no, I've watched so much shows that I do. I work for the Hallmark Channel. Pre-COVID, I was working for the Hallmark Channel, and then Auntie Becky had some little problems, and then ended up a little bit in jail, and so we got sidelined on our projects, but she's back, so that's cool. And but no, I do write. Well, I was writing for them. You can pray we get back to work. And I know some of you think Hallmark movies are predictable. Some of you men have probably been forced to watch a Hallmark movie. And the other 90% of you are like, we secretly like it. You know, I get it. But I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be 20. I'm like, my partner and I, Claire, we've written 2 projects. Our last one hasn't come out, but I will tell. Do you want to hear a little bit about the plot? I can't like reveal all of it. Okay, it's different. It's not like anyone you've ever seen. So there's this big town lawyer, and she lives in Vancouver, but she had to go back to Vermont because the bed and breakfast caught on fire. But it's different, you guys. She runs into her lumberjack boyfriend, Joey Lawrence. But no, it's different because we're divorced, so now we hired Mario Lopez. And so it's different. You guys, Candace Cameron has short hair. It's not like the other movies. I can't tell you the ending, but she's a princess. That's all I'm gonna say. It's sci-fi. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be so good. So I want to get my job back. Everything's been crazy in Hollywood. And pre-COVID, raising kids in LA, I'm trying to escape LA, and I'm not moving to Texas. Like everyone I went to Texas 2 weeks ago, and this lady, like after my show, she's like, "We're glad you're here. You're not gonna stay long, are you?" You know. How do you vote? So, anyways. Yes, it is. I do not. But so, I mean, it's hard. So in 2019, LA, people are like, is it really as bad? Yes, it is really as bad. It's really, really bad. Like when you go to Costco in LA, they can't even give you free samples anymore, okay? They just have to stand there and go, cheese, cheese, get your cheese. If that's not the apocalypse, I don't know what is. Because I will cut you for some cheese. I will cut you for that sausage. And now the poor lady just has to stand there and go, sausage, maybe, I don't know, you know, it's horrible. And in 2019, my 12-year-old, she was 12, she got involved in a gang in LA, a girl gang. It was terrible. They said, if you don't sell all these boxes of cookies, we're gonna kill your family. It's like West Side Story on those mean streets, selling, sell. Who sells the cookies? Mom sells the cookies. Who sells 200 boxes of cookies? We sell 200 boxes of cookies so my daughter can get a rubber spider ring from the Dollar Tree. Pick an activity that actually makes me some money, doesn't cost me money. I'm just glad she doesn't play sports anymore. Are there any sports parents here? I feel so sorry for you sports parents. Because you have to go to games, pretend like you care. And I can't do that anymore. And I feel sorry for the moms back in the 80s. You didn't even have Instagram. You had to actually watch the games. And now you're bad if you don't even go to the practice. It's horrible. And my daughter played basketball, and her dad's 5'7", and he's lying, okay? It's never gonna happen. You know they play those little kid basketball and nobody scores a basket except for that one tall girl on the other team, and then nobody wants to keep score because we don't want to hurt their feelings, and Lucy's like, we suck, don't we? I'm like, yes, Lucy, your team sucks, your whole team. She's like, Mom said suck. I'm like, that's the only appropriate word for your team, okay? Let's try ballet. I can't handle this anymore. Yes, it's terrible being a sports mom, but if they ask me about LA, okay. So I'm taking a risk by telling you guys this story, but I'm in Lodi, so don't judge me too harshly. But people are like, why do you want to leave LA? Like, why do you want to leave Sodom and Gomorrah? Because it's awesome. And, well, we have Christians. We had a meeting, 4 of us showed up. And, well, 6 people, we like to judge, and we voted 2 off. And, but it's okay, the tide is changing, you guys. Caitlin's gonna save us. Caitlyn Jenner's gonna save us. It's gonna be good, it really is. I feel really strong about our political prospects in our state. If Kanye would just step up to the plate, I think, you know, I was really upset that Caitlyn Jenner was running for governor, and then my friend's like, you know he's a Republican. I'm like, now I'm torn, I'm emotionally, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel right now. She won the Olympics. I don't know. What's her pronoun? And so I'm gonna tell you a true story that happened to me 3 days ago. So my neighborhood in LA is crazy, and people don't leave their houses, and they're very, and I'm not judging somebody who didn't leave their house, but like my neighbor won't leave her house, but she'll text me, and I just moved into this neighborhood. So I bought my first house as like a single mom. I was so proud of myself. I bought it, and I closed escrow February 28th, 2020. Yeah, right before COVID, it was awesome. And I bought a house that was kind of a fixer, because when you buy a house in LA, you have to give them your kidney, and like your firstborn, and like, which is fine, I didn't like her. And so, so it was kind of a fixer. I was like, Lord, and so COVID hit, I'm like, but I still need a toilet in this house. And so we were like fixing up the house, and people were coming and yelling, and it was, I mean, that was just me, but no, it was like really contentious. How dare you bring a toilet on this lawn? I mean, it was just terrible. So, but my neighbor likes me, and we were text messaging, and I was getting to be friends with her, and I feel like as a Christian, we want to witness to people. You guys, I'm not a political person. I will never tell you how I am politically, because I don't want to get shot. And so, I'm in Lodi, I might get a little close, but anyway, because you know, in LA, like you could be like, I love Jesus all day long, go, we're not going to judge you, and you're like, I'm kind of conservative. They're like, you're out. And they're like, where are you getting these guns from, LA? Anyway, see, I told you it was edgy. Okay, so stay with me. So I have this neighbor neighbor's texting me for like 6-8 months. She's texting me. She doesn't know what I do for a living. She doesn't know who I am. But somebody told her I had a podcast, and maybe they might have found out I was a person of faith, and I have a podcast with my daughter. And she was listening to it. She's like, "You're hilarious," and she watched one of my comedy shows. "I love you even more." I'm like, I'm establishing a relationship with her. Like, maybe God will open up a door. We'll get to be friends. So her husband is like a Teamster. He looks really scary, kind of like your pastor, And so, you don't want to meet him in a dark alley, you know what I'm saying? And so he comes up to my garden. I was standing in my garden. This was literally 3 days ago. And I was standing with my, I don't know what to call him, my children's father, I guess you could say. And so, and he lives in my garage, and that's not a joke. And so, you guys, it's so not a joke. Stop. Okay, anyway, he's a comedian, and that's what you happen when you marry for love and they have no car. That's what happens. You gotta marry for old money. Okay, so anyway, the guy comes up to me and he's like, "I want to talk to you," and I was like, "Okay," and he goes, "My wife loves you." I'm like, "Thank you." And then he goes, "Oh, she loves your comedy," and I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "But she's really upset. She thinks she might be one of those." I was like, "Oh crap." He's like, "You know one of those." I'm like, "What, serial killer?" He's like, "One of those Trumpers. You might be one of those Trumpers." And I was like, where'd you get that idea? I mean, I love My Pillow guy. I think that Mike Lindell is very good at selling pillows, and I don't want to kill babies. I was like, I didn't know what to say, and I was like, and he walked away. I was like, bye. I did not have a political statement to make, but I was like, tell your wife I still want to be her friend, whatever. And so Ron's standing next to me. He goes, "You're like Peter." I go, "What?" He goes, "You're like Peter in the Bible. You denied Trump 3 times." I was like, "Trump is not Jesus. Mike Lindell is." Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, maybe. They're gonna come save us, both of us. But I just felt bad for the Republican Party. They don't have any good role model. They have Caitlyn Jenner and Chachi from Happy Days, you guys. And Clint Eastwood twice a year. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do better. That's my political. That really did happen. But yes, I appreciate your pastor going out of the way to say that if you buy anything, because I am a single mom, and so if you buy something from my table tonight, if you buy a book or a shirt, 100% of the proceeds go to charity. Feed the children. My children. And that's daycare. I just drop them off at the zoo. You guys, they're really hungry. No, I think I've been dropping them off for school. It's been such an amazing experience to drop them off every day for school for the last 6 months. Now, school's not open, but I drop them off, in faith, really. Just in faith, because they gotta have survival skills. So I brought a couple things with me. So for a long time, I wanted to be the perfect Christian woman, and I always tried. And I come from a really Christian family. My mother is very, very Christian, more Christian than all of you. No, she is. She's from Alabama. And can I get my clock back? Because I do have to go to bed. And so anyway, she's a Presbyterian, so I love doing comedy at her church because they laugh on the inside, and so that's fun because we call them the Frozen Chosen. And I do comedy at their church and they go. But not with the leg, not with the leg. That would be dancing. But you guys are Baptists, you get it, you can't do that. Some of you are like, "We're Baptists? What? We just want to..." Pastor Tim's like, "Shut up, shut up." They think we're Catholic or whatever they want it to be, okay? I don't believe it. I have a Catholic father and a Presbyterian mom. My dad's from Detroit. My mom's from Alabama. I went to Dutch Christian Reform School, okay? I don't care about denominations. I know all the songs. I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRESTIN, and I will LIBE, and my HEART, and I will LIBEETRNLOY. I am a C. Anybody know? Bible school? Free daycare. I was in Bible school all day long. We go from church to church to church. Get the cookies. It's free. But so I asked my pastor one day, I want to be a perfect Christian woman. And he said, you want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Has anyone ever heard of that chapter in the Bible? 40. Okay, good. And it's a good chapter about what God wants you to be as a Christian woman. So I read the whole chapter, Proverbs 31. And let me be honest with you. It did not speak to me at all, okay? I'm sorry. I told the Lord, I do not plow and I do not rise early, all right? I've never been in a field before, like today, driving in here. Like, I was like, and apparently I missed the flea market, and I'm really upset. So I said, Lord, I will never be a Proverbs 31 woman. It says she gathers her food from afar. I was like, that is takeout, Jesus. That is Uber Eats, okay? I'm not Proverbs 31. I am Proverbs 32. Proverbs 32 woman. She rises late and her kids make her breakfast. Yes, I'm gonna give this away. I'm gonna give it. Anybody need a Proverbs 32? Yes. Well, somebody's raising their hand and then she's like, don't, okay, I see you. Okay, I see you with, okay, behind you, sorry. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, with the miss. You want it? You can come get it later. Are you a mom?
Yes.
How many kids?
One.
One kid?
One kid and one possible and a husband.
Okay, like, are you confused about that? You're like, dude, when you have one kid, you should really get it straight. Like, at that point. Like, I get it when you have one kid, then you screw it up and you keep going and you have more. I can always point out the one kid parents. They do makeup, they shave both legs. You know, it's like a big thing. They shower. It's exciting. You don't know. You men don't even understand what it's like to take a shower and you're a mom and you're so happy that you're showering and there's a little toddler that looks like Norman Bates outside the shower. Let me tell you what to get mom for Mother's Day.